Hello and welcome to my homestead. Today I want to show some of my tomatoes, and unfortunately I came home after being away to a rather sad situation. You can see a lot of my tomatoes, or actually most of them here, are affected by blight. This right here, this is blight. The distinct pattern on the leaves dying off, and it's all the way to the top. Even the young leaves that are forming, they already have blight. That's really sad because this entire tomato plant has been really productive, and it has been giving me these absolutely gorgeous tomatoes. But now that it's dying, that's the end of production and it's the end of this plant. I'm gonna rip it out together with its neighboring tomatoes, and unfortunately they infected the smaller ones next to them. So the blight is spreading fast. I still have a few tomatoes here that are still have a ways to go growing, and unfortunately there is nothing I can do to stop the blight. There is no cure against it. So that's a sad situation here with these tomatoes. They are wonderful producers. Some of them have been really good. Some are still just setting fruit. I mean, these have just set. So, and these are just started growing. So again, you can see still very young plant. It would have grown and grown, but unfortunately it is sick. Same thing here. I mean, it's the same story. And that's another thing here. I don't know why these particular tomatoes did not grow well. I mean, you can see the difference. Actually, never mind, I do know. You can see where the compost was put, and this was my area where I did not put any compost, and they're just growing in natural soil. What a huge difference shows in the condition of the soil and the nutrients that they're getting. But either way, this patch is pretty much done. There's not going to be a whole lot of tomatoes on these left. Well, the ones that are on them already formed are going to finish growing and ripening, and that will be the end of this patch. And in the meantime, I still have a few tomatoes here on this side. I've been picking them already, as you can see. This beautiful heart. I wish I knew what the name of this was. I think this is the German pink heart, but this is just my guess. And again, you can see the blight is on it as well, and it's all the way to the top. There is nothing going to be growing on this tomato. It's not going to produce any more blooms. It's going to die off. My sun golds have done really well. I've been really enjoying them. These are nice, sweet tomatoes, lovely. You can see this one was a mortgage. Look, yes. Mortgage lifter. So this was a mortgage lifter. I've picked quite a few of these tomatoes already, but unfortunately this is one of the few tomato plants that got hit by whatever was flying or eating them. You can see the branches were stripped. It is not the hornworm. I've had quite a few people contact me and tell me, oh, it's hornworm. No, it is not. Trust me when I say I know the hornworm. This is not it. Whatever was stripped it had to be a flying insect of some sort. It was very random, and at the same time very meticulous. So anyways, so this is the mortgage lifter. I do have one Cherokee back there. I have these absolutely wonderful sweet tomatoes. This one in particular, this is Isis Candy. Oh my goodness, so sweet. One of the sweetest tomatoes I have ever had. It's small, it's very productive. We have multiple hands. I already picked quite a few. Isis candy is very sweet and amazing flavor. Now these are also amazing. This is the midnight snack. They turn slightly red and are fully red when they're ripe. Gorgeous full branches, absolutely lovely. I'm gonna walk on the other side so you can see the entire patch. And again, all of these tomatoes they all have blight. There is nothing I can do to stop it. So all of these tomatoes are dying. I do have some basil here as well. So it's nice and growing really well. Nice and bushy. This right here is a tutti frutti. Also another very tasty tomato, cherry tomato, and again another one that was eaten pretty much on the spot. There's hardly anything left of it, only branches. I do have some tutti frutti here as well on this bush, but this one survived. You can see it still has lots of cherry tomatoes that are growing way up high. I just hope no wind is gonna break it. And they had nice long branches. I've been picking on them already. Very tasty tomatoes. This one I wish I knew what the name of it was. It has really beautiful branches that it forms. Lovely tomatoes, medium size, and it's productive. It's not very strong, and again, unfortunately, it also has the blight. So sadly, just about everything here is hit by blight. I'm going to show you another angle of the midnight snack. See, it's all turning red where it started black. Lovely. So these are the nice, it was a nice experiment. I had 100 or so tomato plants. These are the two beds, the main beds I should say, aside from the ones that were in the front. This is probably one of the more productive ones. I'm gonna walk over to the other side of the property, past my corn, and get to where the other tomatoes are. Here we are by another patch of tomatoes. This tomato, believe it or not, what you're looking at is one single plant. It's incredibly productive. You can see it has hundreds of tomatoes all over it, even though I already picked about 10 to 12 pounds of it just from this one plant alone. All of these branches, that's one plant, one root. These are nice tomatoes for sauce, or at least for tomato juice. Not very good for eating. Doesn't have a lot of flavor. Now this right here, you can see these bugs. They have been eating my tomatoes as well. But this right here is a German red. Another absolutely lovely tomato. Wonderful flavor and wonderful aroma. This was a really big plant, and unfortunately it broke up. The branches were too heavy, so they broke down. I already picked the ones that were on the ground, but next time I need to provide a better support for this tomato. It is lovely, absolutely wonderful producer. Unfortunately, it just could not sustain its own weight. And of course, on this side I have my lemon boy that has been very productive. I just picked all of the tomato off it yesterday, or almost all. Here we go, here we go. That's the lemon boy. Lovely yellow tomatoes, nice mellow flavor, a little bit acidic, but very, very nice. So here's my poblano peppers. I'm gonna have a lot of peppers. This is just one plant. It has well over a dozen peppers in it. And I've got 6 of them. So I'm gonna have a lot of peppers. Alright, let's transition. I'm gonna go back there where my first bed is tomatoes. And we'll see what it looks like there. So as we're walking, got my onions have laid down. They're ready to be almost ready to be picked. Tomorrow I will pick them before the rain starts. I'm gonna take this bed, empty it out, and plant some more carrots. You can see the carrots inside. And I desperately need to weed these weeds. Okay, so the blight hit here again as well. See, my cherry tomatoes have collapsed and they're dying. We have serious damage on all of these tomatoes. Blight is everywhere, which is really a shame because these are beautiful tomatoes, or they would have been if they could finish producing. But once blight hits, there is really nothing you can do. All of this was nice and lush. You can see half of it is already gone. Some of it died off. You can see what happens. This is blight. There's nothing else. It's just blight. And unfortunately, there is nothing I can do to stop it. So as soon as all of these tomatoes start finishing off, I'm gonna pick them off, clear out this bed, try and sanitize it from blight, spray a lot of copper, let it rest a little bit, and then maybe plant some winter rotation, some cabbages or lettuce or something like that. So I'm gonna give you another example from this side. Again, you can see this is blight. These tomatoes had plenty of water, there is plenty of nutrition, but they're dying. There is nothing I can do about it. So it was nice while it lasted almost. I'm still enjoying a few fruits here and there. There's still quite a few, as you can see. A few nice tomatoes left to finish ripening. But in another 3-4 weeks or so, this whole thing will be cleared off. And it will be a new chapter in planting where tomatoes used to be. And on that note, since it's getting dark, I'm gonna say goodbye, and until next time.